We're going to move up on action items. We're going to move up number 9 to number 1 right now. If you are prepared to do that. Or who's got that? It's Joseph, yeah, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, County Manager Joseph Ellis, Manager of the Estancia Valley Solid Waste Authority. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. I'm here today to follow up on a joint meeting that our Board of Directors had with you some months ago, in which the basic problem was presented that there needs to be a long-range plan for a sustainable solid waste management system for the County of Torrance and for the contract that the Estancia Valley Solid Waste Authority has for the provision of that service. We have been working behind the scenes. At the board meeting last week, the board members adopted a goal which says that within 4 years, the County of Torrance will have adequate sustainable funding mechanisms for comprehensive solid waste collection, hauling, and disposal services for residents in the unincorporated areas of Torrance County. We feel like that within 4 years there can be a graduated approach to this proposal that will involve an option of several different funding mechanisms. The first part of that approach is to review the agreement, the contract that the authority has with the county, and that is proceeding now. Another part of it is to, in light of the fact that landfill revenues and resources right now are underwriting this operation, we need to begin to develop whatever legislative capital outlay resources that we can toward the long-range capital development at the landfill. Toward that end, we have an ICIP application, which is 3-year funding for the excavation of the next cell. Commissioner Candelaria has already told me that he will assist us in our pursuit of the capital outlay allocation. And Mr. Chairman, I'll be glad to meet up there in Santa Fe with you and make some calls. There may also be some of our board members that will be joining us. What our board also would like is this fiscal year to have an initial participation by the county toward the operational budget. And it is for the low-income portion of the contract that we serve. The county ordinance says that any responsible party, as herein defined, may make application to the Solid Waste Authority on forms approved by the authority for a reduced monthly fee as set out above, and by furnishing to the authority with said application proof that the responsible party is an individual that qualifies for public assistance according to the standard of need as set forth in sections 2723 and 2724 NMSA 1978, as they currently exist or may hereafter be amended. Upon approval of the application, the solid waste management fee for any such responsible person shall be 50% of the established solid waste management fee. This is the ordinance, and this has been the practice. However, even though the revenues that we receive from these property owners is 50%, we are still required to provide full level of service. So we're requesting at this time that the county provide us an indigent fund this fiscal year in the amount of $16,000, which compensates for that 50% reduction in revenues according to the ordinance.
Any questions?
Mr. Ellis, in several of the different things that I've read when we were at the Commissioner's affiliate, apparently statewide there's a need for waste disposal help through the state with a capital outlay or any funds that may be available. I know that Mr. Ducharme has compared Lincoln County, and so I made it a specific point to go visit with the commissioners, and I found out actually that a lot of the entities that are in Lincoln County are leaving their waste because of their inability to be able to make ends meet, and for their inability to pick up the trash and different things because of the funding. And so it's not, that I think you're unique in, not having the funds and different things. I think this is a statewide problem. And have you looked into anything of what the legislature may do for the authorities that are in the state of New Mexico?
I'm not aware of what other efforts there might be at the present time. I do know that the Green Tree Solid Waste Authority in Lincoln County is actually suing the Lincoln County because of this lack of funding. In contrast to that, the San Jose Valley Solid Waste Authority sees itself as a cooperating partner with Torrance County. This has always been the way that we have operated, and we will continue to work cooperatively and to try to bring some healthy, sustainable resolution to this. This is not an adversarial position, as my board understands it.
I'll look further into some of the bills that were discussed amongst some of us that were up there about the waste. Trying to get the state to help with some of these waste in the smaller community.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Commissioner Tucker?
Sorry, I heard 68,000, so I was like, huh, but it's 16,000, so I was just asking, so, no, I don't have any questions.
Did you have, what are you asking for?
I'd like to make a comment, please, a brief comment.
No, do you have documentation,
Yes, I do.
official?
Yes,
Well, this is not a public hearing. I will not go that route.
this is a violation of the current JPA, and you should be aware of this.
What we're trying to establish here, and I'm gonna tell everybody for the record, and we've talked about it with several people. What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to have a public meeting on everything in solid waste, and we can get everything lined up and go from there. Because I don't think we can do it without having a public hearing on this issue. And we're gonna, I am for trying to have communications, and we need documentation, because we can stand up here and bring all kinds of different opinions. We need documentation. We need to do it in a public hearing, and that's the way we'll do it. Whether people like it or not, but that's the way it's going to be done. Anything else?
Could I be noted on record that I also would like to make a comment, please?
As the same thing, I'm going to do the same thing for you too.
It's fine. I just want to go on record that I do want to comment.
It'll be all right with me.
Thank you.
So, you have any more questions? Have you tried with soil and water conservation districts, see if they can help us with this being an environmental situation? Have we, in your office, contacted any of the, say, the federal or state environmental for funding for solid waste? If not, what's the route that we need to explore, see if there is, through the Water Protection Act or something, that we can get funding for that? We need to start looking into that.
Okay.
Because they are, the Water Act or whatever needs, probably has some funding to help people to use solid waste, so we won't have our waters contaminated. And I don't know if they have funding, but we need to explore that avenue.
I'll be glad to work with the soil and water conservation folks and see what funding sources there might be there.
Yes,
I have a question. Do you want me to go to the podium or just
No.
ask you from here?
ask it.
My question is, you just said that you guys had discussed holding public hearings, and the only meeting I've missed in a
No,
good
no,
while
we're
was
gonna-
Monday.
We're going to discuss it. I mean,
You said that you had
not the
agreed.
commissioners.
You said that you had agreed, so
Not
I'm
the
asking, did that
commissioners.
happen somewhere other than an open meeting?
No, it was not the commissioners. I've discussed it with our county manager about doing that, not the
Okay.
commissioners.
Thanks for the
Let's get that
clarification.
clear.
Thank you.
We, the commissioners, have not discussed it. We will put it on an agenda, and we will have it.
Thank you.
Because I think we need to get everybody involved, whether we like it or not, but we do need to find avenues and sources of where we can get these monies to continue our solid waste. Right now, well, of course, when we were at that meeting at the solid waste, we saw some of those films of abandoned properties and all this stuff. But we need to bring that to the public so they know what's going on. If there's no further discussion, do I have a motion?
Is this a motion to approve the 16,000?
Yes.
I guess the question I have, Mr. Chair, is to Joy as to, I know we have funds that we've put back. Is this something that would qualify for those funds?
It would require a line item transfer, but that can be done by resolution anytime.
Okay. I move that we grant the funds for the indigent care to the Estancia Valley Waste Authority.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you.